Thank you very much. I'll tell you, this summer I had an epiphany of sorts where it comes to agriculture. My great-great-grandparents and all the families were farmers in Franklin County in the 1800s, mid-1800s. And I was one of the people, my interest, of course, as many of you know in this room, had to do with law enforcement or the courtroom and doing trial work. And farms were sort of a little foreign to me, except for I buy my kids the little farmer things, and they have the plastic cows and plastic sheep or whatever. And this summer I was going through some records, and I wanted to find out what it was like for my great-great-grandparents and all my ancestors and how they farmed here in Vermont. And fortunately in Windsor County we have some wonderful areas, wonderful farms, and I had the opportunity to see some of them. And actually did something that I never ever thought I would do, and that was to drink goat's milk. And I must say, Oak Knoll's got the best goat milk you could ever find. They're a wonderful place down there. And after that, I went over to George Miller and his brother have a farm in Hartford. And they, because of the dairy prices and the problems, the difficulties they're having, they went and started processing cheese. And now they're doing that, and it's amazing to see how they have what they've accomplished in such a short period of time. But the one thing I did notice is that while they know how to make great cheese, and while they're able to get it, the ideas there and get the equipment, it's the production of it and the marketing. And there's just, I looked and I said, there's got to be some help for you, some way to be able to sit there and say, we're going to assist you in getting your product to market. Again, these guys, they're farmers. They're not marketers, they're not PR guys, and they don't have ad agencies. So it was then when I realized how important certain aspects of this farm to plate program was. And this is one of those areas that I will be assisting our Lieutenant Governor, and I'm also going to be discussing with our economic development and our agriculture to find ways to facilitate the marketing and of these products to make sure that they do have the opportunity to get to market. And again, I must say that also part of this epiphany was, and I think my chair of agriculture was very surprised when I put myself on agriculture this year. It was probably one of the last things anyone would have guessed, but I did, and I did so for a reason. It is an extremely important committee, not only for the State House, but for the state. And it sends a message that we respect agriculture and we respect the farmers and the hard work and the passion that they have in doing their jobs. So all I can do is assure you that we, as the speaker had said, we will commit ourselves to making sure that this plan does work, and we will do everything in our power. And we're fortunate here today to have my chair of agriculture and vice chair of economic development who have been very instrumental in this program. So, Sarah?
Thank you, John. We did give John the seat nearest the door in the Ag Committee. Thank you very much. I'm very pleased to be here, and I want to applaud Alan Keller and the Sustainable Jobs Fund for enormous work they did in this. It's not just a white paper, it's a strategic plan. And I think earlier today in the ladies' room, we do have great comments when you're in the ladies' room in the State House. And someone said, I couldn't believe it was really nice seeing the Secretary of Agriculture and the Secretary of Commerce and Community Development together talking about agriculture jobs and economic development in Vermont. And I think that says it all. I think it's a jobs plan, and we're going to work hard, and also as Representative Partridge said, we certainly appreciate Governor Shumlin and all of the leadership standing behind this strategic plan. We all know about the products, and we produce them in our towns, and you've done a wonderful job. And I think, lastly, a point I wanted to make that we have 1,000 dairy farms, and I think one of the key elements in this plan is no one is left out. It's all the things we all know in this room about agriculture and the future and the vision and what we can do. It's in this plan. You've captured all the assets that are going on in Vermont, and now we need to expand all of that and make a little money on the farm. So thank you very much. We'll be working on that.
I'm Tim Ash. Nash. I'm the Vice Chair of the Senate Economic Development Committee, and I think this day really marks a turning point. I think that the recognition of the importance of local agriculture and the value-added nature of Vermont products used to really be the domain of woodchucks off in the hills and hinterlands and a bunch of hippies like me in Burlington. I think you look around now and you realize this has become the mainstream opinion in the state of Vermont, and people really do recognize the value there. I'll just tell you about my own breakfast today, and I look over here, I see some signs of my own breakfast. Today I had an egg and cheese sandwich for breakfast with Eric Rosendahl from Rock Market Farm Eggs, Shelburne Farms cheddar, and some Bosnian bread made in Essex that has local grains in it. I had Monument Farms milk in my coffee that was Vermont Coffee Company with a maple syrup as my sweetener from a Chittenden County sugaring farm. And what that signals is that each of us has recognized in some way, shape, or form the value not just of the tremendous quality of the products, but also the nature of cycling those dollars through our own economy rather than sending them to New Hampshire or some other state. So I think that this is a tremendous achievement just arriving at this point. And I think that the bounds are really endless in terms of where we can go with this. And finally, it is telling that the Senate Economic Development Committee for the last 2 years has been charged, along with our House counterparts, with thinking about how we jumpstart, kickstart the Vermont economy. And I think if you were to go back and say what were the hallmarks of the 2 economic development jobs bills passed in the last 2 years, both of them were really primarily focused, and all the exciting action was around agriculture and the initiatives that we see here today. So thank you.